So here we've got another episode of our podcast focusing on the women of NetSupport. So I want to welcome Claire today. Hi Claire, how are you?
Hi, Kat. I'm good. Thank you. Thank you for having me and inviting me.
Yeah, no, thank you for coming. It's really nice to be able to shine a spotlight on some of the people in our organisation and the different roles that people have and things that they're doing. So could you start by just talking a little bit about what you do at NetSupport and what some of your kind of day-to-day responsibilities are like?
Of course. So I am the Group Financial Controller, which means I pull everything together at the end of the day. So we have 5 companies. Each of those has their own admin and finance team where they prepare all of their own financial information, financial statements, and then my role is to bring that all together at the end of the day, or at the end of the month, into what we can call consolidated accounts. So bring all those 5 companies together to prepare the group accounts. So that's financial statements, management accounts, any sort of financial information across the group. And then I report to the shareholders and any other stakeholders as required. And then ultimately it's my job to bring ideas for progression, for change, drive efficiencies within the team and across the group. So streamline ways of working, improve the quality and speed of information going in so that we can improve the speed of information coming out. So that we have some more accurate reporting, some more timely reporting. And then looking after investment strategy, returns, spending, looking at profits, cash flow, investments, etc., etc. So anything financial comes under me.
Anything, literally anything finance is your jam. Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, there's quite a lot to it, to say the least. Because obviously, along with all the day-to-day stuff, like you said, there's a lot of time that you're investing in different ideas and solutions that can streamline things. And yeah, so there's a
Yeah,
lot there.
absolutely. And we've introduced, I mean, I've only been here a year and we've introduced several new systems already. So made a lot of changes over the
Absolutely.
past year. Yeah, which impacts a lot of people, but all for the greater good. So yeah, it's good.
Exactly. So what about who you are outside of NetSupport?
So I live with my husband. We have 2 grown-up kids who have left home, live independently, so incredibly proud of them, but love spending time with them, obviously. So I love family time, catching up with them, spend time with friends. I love a good TV series, a good book.
Yeah. You
Listen
can't
to
go wrong with the
no.
simple comforts, can you?
Exactly. Podcasts, any sort of learning development opportunities I love. I'm into health and fitness and wellness, so love long walks at the weekend and different sports. Yeah, lots of different things. Obviously, nice
Yeah.
holidays.
Yeah.
But
Of
yeah.
course. Yeah, nice. What kind of sports?
Well, I have done lots of sports over the years, from netball and hockey and training, like the gym, running. I
Yeah.
was a very mad, keen runner. I would, in my day, I would do like 40 to 60 miles a week on
Oh,
average.
wow.
Yeah, did a
That's a
couple of
lot.
marathons.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was very, very much into running. And then age has caught up with my knees, so don't do that quite so
It is
much.
hard on your knees for sure, but yeah.
Absolutely. So yeah, so do the more sedate weekend walking now, I have
Yeah.
to say. But yeah.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. So how did you get into your role? What was your background kind of before coming here?
So way back, I kind of fell into it, really, if I'm honest with you. It wasn't something that I ever thought of doing. Didn't dream of doing accountancy when I was at school. So yeah, sort of got a job within a business. I did business studies at college, and that sort of got me interested in business. Went out to work. And I mean, I was 17, I was young, and quite financially motivated to leave home, live independently. So thought, okay, how can I earn more money? Looked at other
Yeah.
managers in the organisation and thought, okay, I'll do a management qualification. part of that included a finance module, which I just loved. And the tutor picked up on it and said, you know, I think you've kind of found your niche. Why don't you do a degree in accountancy? So I did that, and then went on to do my certified chartered. And literally kind of just found it, to be honest. Fell into it, and loved it ever since. So I've been very lucky to find a profession that I've actually really enjoyed my whole career.
And to have found it that early on as well. That's amazing. That's really interesting. And what is it that that you like so much about working in that area?
I guess I'm quite a methodical person. I really love how finance kind of brings a business together, and you can, you know, like interpreting business through finance. I mean, finance is just one aspect of a business. You know, you don't look at it in isolation, but obviously it's quite an important aspect. So I love how finance tells a story, and you can get so much out of it. I love the analysis behind it. I don't know what I love about it, but I just do. It's definitely sort of my thing.
Yeah, that's really cool. What has your experience been like working in a tech company?
So I mean, I like it because I'm not techie, but I kind of I enjoy that side of it. I like to think I'm a little bit, but you know, I'm not really, not compared to other people at NetSupport.
There's some that definitely are very technical.
Different level. But I'm really interested, and I think accountancy can also be quite technical. It is quite technical. And the systems we use are very technical nowadays.
Yeah, of course.
So I've always sort of enjoyed tech. I like the fact that tech companies are very progressive. I like, I like technology, I like science, I like progression and change. I like quite a fast-paced environment. I like the fact that we can explore opportunities, we can look for new experiences, and it's a very forward-thinking environment to work in tech. So, and like I say, I like change, I like progression, so it kind of fits really.
Yeah, fits with that kind of lifelong love of learning that you seem to have as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
And what about, have there been any challenges that you found working in a tech company?
Yes, I mean, I guess the biggest challenge is that I'm not actually technical. So, as much as I enjoy it, I do have to rely on other people to interpret information. So, you know, I might get a set of financial results and then say, okay, so how does this fit with the business now? This is what the finances are telling me, but what is your department telling you? What is the development telling you? You know, what's the story behind that? So obviously I have to work with other people to interpret that financial information. And see, so I'd say that's probably the biggest challenge, but then I also enjoy it as well. So
yeah. That's cool. Well, I mean, it helps that you like learning, so obviously you're able to learn from others on those aspects as well. So my last question really is just, what would you suggest to someone who was interested in working in finance, whether it's accounting or something else?
Well, I guess, I mean, I love it. So I think it's the best profession ever.
There you go. Try it today. Might be the best ever.
Just try it. Yeah, exactly. I guess, I mean, people tend to think it's very maths orientated, don't they? Because it's working with
That's
the
a good
numbers.
point to bring up, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, but actually, it kind of isn't all maths. It's very much interpreting financial information. So you have to have quite good language skills. You know, what I enjoy working with business owners in terms of bringing the story to life of the numbers, interpreting them, and making good decisions on the back of them, or giving the confidence to make good decisions on the back of that financial information. So you do have to be able to interpret those numbers as well as understand what the numbers mean. So but yeah, I think and it's such a broad industry really, or profession, because you can, you don't have to be fully qualified to work within accountancy. You can, bookkeeping, payroll, there's so many different levels. So it's not like a doctor, you have to be qualified. It's very different to that. So it's, I would say it's a very open industry to lots of different people, lots of different levels of qualification, experiences. So yeah.
I think that's really
it's
interesting, because I think sometimes people have kind of a set stereotype of what like an accountant, is, or what they're like, or what their job is. So I think it's really interesting that you've touched on there's lots of different opportunities and ways into it, and that some of it, isn't, you don't need to be qualified for as well. So I think that might help some people realize there's some opportunities there that they could look into.
Yeah, and accountancy doesn't mean working in practice either. Again, people have a bit of a misconception that you need to go and work in practice to be an accountant, but you don't. You can work in industry. So if manufacturing is something that you enjoy, I think it's more if you enjoy business. I think that's probably key to accountancy. Yeah.
Brilliant. Oh, well, thank you so much, Claire. It's been a pleasure to talk to you today.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you very much.